Years after fleeing Hong Kong for his life, Nathan Law woke up to learn there was a price on his head. The bounty? 1 million Hong Kong dollars. His crime? Fighting for democracy in Hong Kong. But Law isn't cowering in a safe house. He's in London, continuing his fight. Meanwhile, in the US, a shadowy network linked to Beijing has been exposed. This isn't about Hong Kong anymore. It's about democracy everywhere. China's reach is now extending beyond its border. Its tactics are evolving. Its targets now include US and UK residents on their own soil. This isn't Cold War paranoia. It's happening now, and it threatens the very foundations of Western democracies. Law's journey began in mainland China. Born in 1993, he moved to Hong Kong at age 6. He grew up as Hong Kong grappled with its new identity under Chinese rule. The former British colony was promised one country, two systems for 50 years after its 1997 handover. This meant a high degree of autonomy and civil liberties unknown in mainland China. Beijing's grip tightened over time. In 2014, China announced that Hong Kong's chief executive would need to be pre-approved by Beijing. This sparked the umbrella movement, with Law, then a 21-year-old student, becoming one of its leaders. For 79 days, protesters occupied city centers, demanding a say in the selection of their leader. It was then when Law found his voice. The movement didn't achieve its immediate goals, but it awakened a generation. Law co-founded Demosisto, a pro-democracy party, in 2016 along with Joshua Wong and Agnes Chow. That same year, he ran for office and won. At 23, he became Hong Kong's youngest ever elected legislator. But his victory was short-lived. Beijing disqualified Law and 5 other lawmakers for modifying their oaths to express dissent. Law's political career seemed over, but his fight for democracy was just beginning. In August 2017, Law was arrested and sentenced to 8 months in prison for his role in the umbrella movement. It was meant to silence him, but it only strengthened his resolve. In 2019, Hong Kong erupted again. This time, millions protested a bill allowing extradition to mainland China. Law was there, leading chants and rallies. The protests grew increasingly violent. Beijing's patience wore thin. In 2020, China imposed a brutal national security law on Hong Kong. It effectively banned all forms of dissent. Law took a flight to London the day before the law took effect. He did so at great personal cost. He left behind his family, knowing he would probably never see them again. But Law remained driven by his belief in democracy and his determination to fight for the future of Hong Kong. From exile, Law continues his fight. He organizes marches and speaks at international forums. He writes op-eds. He keeps Hong Kong's struggle in the global spotlight. But Law's story is not unique. It's part of a larger, sinister campaign by China to silence dissent globally. As Law continues his fight from London, Beijing has expanded its global reach far beyond Hong Kong's borders. This global effort is called Operation Fox Hunt. Launched in 2014 under the guise of an anti-corruption drive, it has morphed into a far-reaching campaign of intimidation and coercion. The size of this operation is staggering. In 2018, Beijing claimed to have brought back 5,000 fugitives from over 120 countries. But these aren't just criminals, as China claims. Among them are political dissidents, democracy activists, and ethnic minorities like the Uyghurs. The tentacles of Operation Fox Hunt have even reached US soil. In a shocking development, the FBI uncovered an illegal Chinese police station operating right in the heart of New York City. This brazen violation of US sovereignty was used to monitor and intimidate Chinese dissidents, even forcing a US resident to return to China against their will. The US government had to respond. The FBI opens a new China-related counterintelligence case every 12 hours. It's a war being fought in the shadows, with democracy itself on the line. Western governments are fighting back. The Biden administration helped to create a G7 Rapid Response Task Force charged with coordinating responses to global intimidation. The UK has created a Defending Democracy Task Force that seeks to combat foreign interference, including such threats. But China's global hunt for dissidents is intensifying. Last year, China accounted for 30% of global persecution cases. In 2023, Hong Kong, under Beijing's control, placed million-dollar bounties on 8 exiled activists, including Law. In June 2024, their passports were canceled, and China is willing to target dissidents' families. Laws has suffered raids and detentions, and his brother was even coerced into pleading for his return. Law's story makes clear the fight for democracy has gone global. It's not just about Hong Kong anymore. It's about the future of freedom worldwide. These tactics used against Law today could be used to silence any voice of dissent tomorrow. Our response now to China's aggression will shape the world for generations to come.